Hey guys, we are back for the QPR piece. We have got Wads to my left.
How you doing, mate? I'm good.
I'm good, you?
Yeah, all good.
Yeah, good. QPR, how do you feel going into it?
Well, I think we will bounce back, but I also am thinking I'm also a little bit concerned because of how Fulham went. So maybe is the so-called honeymoon period over, or is it because we played a really good team? It's an interesting one, really. I think QPR away is difficult, but if you look down the years, we have got quite a good record against QPR. We've given them quite a few big wins as well, so it's in our favour as well. So it's always a game that we tend to do well in. So that's definitely encouraging. But yeah, I think I'm not too nervous. I think it will be. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's difficult. I think it will be a tough game regardless. QPR, it will be a difficult game.
It depends what QPR turns up as well, because we all know what Mark Warburton teams are like.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing well, but they've had a few up and downs as well. Like they lost to Peterborough, the last league game. So if Peterborough can beat them, I think Forest can. They've lost to Bristol City as well at home, who obviously we managed to beat. So they've lost to teams that you probably would expect them not to lose to. It also depends what QPR turns up, and I suppose there is one advantage to us that QPR played since we last played in the cup. So and they lost as well. So I think that's got to help us out. The fact that they've played a game 3 days before we play them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there was quite a big controversy about that game of that QPR goal. So
yeah, it definitely wasn't offside, and then they go and lose. And they go and lose on penalties to Sunderland. Yeah, that's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, touched up on about Fulham game. I mean, and about the honeymoon period. So tomorrow night it'll just show can we bounce back from that defeat.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I think 4-0 was very flattering on Fulham. I don't think we deserved to win that game. I think it was definitely the worst we've played under Cooper. It's undoubtedly because we lost heavily. But if you look at the goals, one was a penalty, one was an own goal, still a goal, of course, and then a defensive mix-up. And then, to be honest, the only goal that I think they scored because of their own class was their third one. The build-up to that goal was really good, and they took it from, their own half. It was really effective. We were miles off it at times, but then again, we also had good moments where we could have scored. I mean, Gravany had that chance where he just skied it. That was, I just couldn't believe that was Graben of last season. That was put on a new level. But yeah, I mean, 4-0 was a bit flattering. Of course, the referee was terrible as well. Still can't get over how bad he was. But I think these two games are always going to be difficult. Fulham and QPR back to back. It's going to really show how good we are. And so far, it wasn't the best start, really, was it, against Fulham? But it'll be interesting, this one for sure.
I mean, people would have learned quite a lot on Sunday about his players as well. I mean, we always knew that a defeat would come, but it was when. So it'd be good for people to learn about the players and how they actually respond.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, and I think a defeat to Fulham, it isn't really anything to be too ashamed of because we know that they're one of the best sides in the division. I didn't think it would be a hammering like it was. I thought it would be quite tight, to be honest. I think I said it would be a draw or 2-1 either way. So I did not think it would be so convincing. Obviously, I think there was just that crazy spell where they just walked away with it. And it was, like I said, defeat was always going to happen. And I think if you're going to look at games like Fulham, and maybe you could, unfortunately, think that might be the game where it does happen. If we do lose again, it is a little bit concerning. But, I don't think it's the absolute end of the world. I think we have got games after this, of course, that are a little easier on us because Sheffield aren't doing as well as you think there would be, and then we've got Preston who are struggling. So yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Oh, definitely, it will be interesting next couple of games. Anyway, with the group order, Sheffield United, then coming, we've got a game after that, but I think it'll be
Preston.
That's it.
Yeah.
So next 3 games will be looking of 2 of them at home. So
yeah, I think it's going to help. It's always. I mean, we haven't got a good home record, really, have we? But it's always nice to have the home advantage at least.
Yeah.
Right, there's the camera.
Do you think people will make a couple of changes now? Now that we have lost, do you feel like couple of changes will benefit, especially with TC Man?
I mean, I wouldn't make that many changes, really. I mean, I suppose you could argue, given how Gavin played, you could put Taylor in. And I was kind of surprised that Taylor didn't even come off the bench after, he won us 3 points single-handedly, really, against Bristol. I think he was a little harsh on him, but he is the backup striker at the end of the day. But I mean, it's a gamble to drop Graven because he's still Graven. He's still going to get you goals. The whole team had an off day against Fulham. I mean, I would definitely keep Cole back in. I mean, I know I think he came off because the referee was so trigger happy with the amount of bookings he was giving. He thought, oh, I don't want him to get sent off. And obviously, I don't know whether this made such an impact, but you notice when Colback went off, we can see 3 more goals. And I think that kind of says a lot about how he's improved. I think it was also the fact that Forest Fulham just got the better of us, really. I wouldn't play Garner, though, because he's not been the same at all. There's quite a few times against Fulham where he just looked really, really nervous and scared to have the ball, which complete shadow of what he was, unfortunately. But yeah, that's kind of off topic. I wouldn't change it that much, really. Maybe the only change I would make is I'll give Taylor a go, potentially.
I said that on Sunday to the person next to me because they questioned why they brought Garner on, and I said that probably because if Colback put one more challenge in, he'd be off. So
yeah.
Singardo as well said that kind of forced Cooper's hand on Sunday to bring them 2 off.
Definitely, yeah. I think Colback definitely is proving a lot of doubters wrong, for sure. And we all knew he was a good player based on how he was a couple of years ago. But yeah, he's really firing on all cylinders again at the moment. And he works so hard. Like, he's always constantly running around, which is brilliant.
Like a little Jack Russell.
Yeah, literally.
Well, yeah, I did feel sorry for Taylor on Sunday because obviously, if it weren't for the ref liking his yellow cards too much, he might have come on and actually made that difference.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was a bit of a strange one, especially given I suppose when you're losing heavily at home and you probably know you're not going to get anything from it, realistically, maybe there's no point bringing him on. But I don't know, maybe who knows what would have happened if he had came on. But I just think based off how Graben was playing individually, it was a little bit surprising that he lasted the whole game. And there was that time as well, and this is just unfortunate, where we were in a good position. Remember, Grabs just slipped over, which completely killed the attack, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we got another good backing tomorrow night. I mean, I think it was at 83,000 fans or something I read. I'm not 100%, but another good following to say it's a midweek game in London.
Yeah, I mean, QPR is always a great away day. I've not been on it myself, but I think it's just always a great game to go to. I've always liked the ground, really, to play at. And like I say, we always tend to get a good result at QPR. Apart from last season when we lost under Stabbury, but that was, every game was a defeat at that stage, unfortunately. But remember the year before, I think we won like 1-0. No, we won 4-0, didn't we? February. It was a fantastic result, that was. We've beaten them like 5-2 away, I remember, and Warburton was there, funnily enough, at Forest. So they've been on the end of some big defeats to Forest. even in the Chris Hughton, where we couldn't score more than one goal half the time, he managed to beat him 3-1. So if we can get something like that again, that's going to do wonders for the confidence.
Oh, definitely. I do agree with that, to a fair. I mean, hopefully we do get back going again. I forgot. What would be your scoreline be against QPR?
I know it's always difficult to say this, really. If it's, I think it would be very, very tight. I mean, QPR, they're either great at home or the poor. Never really any in between. So I would like to try and edge Forest, and I'd like to think we're going to bounce back. It is a difficult place to go and win, QPR, even though, like we said, we have done that before. But, QPR back then were a poor side, and this is the first time we're going there with them being a playoff team, really. So I'm going to go 2-1 Forest. I think that'll be a very, I'd take that for sure. A good scoreline like that.
2-1 seems to be a popular scoreline at the minute this season.
Absolutely. We do it a lot, yeah. I mean, a lot earlier on in the season, we were losing 2-1. Now we're in favour of that. So, yeah.
So I'd like to say thank you for coming on.
No problem.
So I'd like to say thank you for watching, guys, and goodbye.